mining iron like that. Instead, we'll
Minecraft needs this creeper. Fans don't want more explosive what?
Old Minecraft. What do you think of when you hear old Minecraft? The early releases, betas, alphas, the legacy console versions? There's been a recent uptick in people reminiscing on the older versions of Minecraft. Some going as far to say they're better than what the modern game has become. I'm here to discuss why I personally find older Minecraft more fun than modern Minecraft. There are many reasons why you might say modern Minecraft versions aren't quite as good. Many players have grown dissatisfied with how Mojang handles their updates. The luster of a shiny new revamp has grown tiring since the revitalization of Minecraft in 2019. As a community, we squabble over a handful of mobs, while games like Minecraft Earth and Legends have vast content some argue should just be in the main game. This has left many players, like myself, jaded with the current state of the game, usually finding myself annoyed or bored with most new systems shortly after they come out. I feel like a lot of people have the update that finally drove them away from modern Minecraft. For me, that feeling started with the Nether update. Such a good update that brought life to the Nether. But they didn't revamp the fortresses, which had grown stale and been the same since their creation. Further updates would only continue to be fine, but kinda disappointing. Only adding in a fraction of the content people were expecting. This leads us to beta. What makes these versions of the game so appealing to a growing group in the Minecraft community? I think the number one reason a lot of people play on these older versions of Minecraft is the terrain generation. Don't get me wrong, modern terrain generation is beautiful to look at and a huge step up from what we had before, but the beta terrain has like a dream-like, ethereal vibe to it. The old terrain is so random, creating interesting shapes and mountains. There's something to be missed about the unique terrain generation from the early days. It felt like almost anything could generate and it was only slightly out of view. I also want to give a quick shout out to the alpha terrain especially. For some reason I absolutely love the gravel beaches that formed around islands. They're iconic. As Minecraft continues to become more realistic, it loses that charm and appeal the original terrain had. While cool to look at, I feel every world is kind of the same. The rules the generation has to follow make every biome feel kind of like a puzzle piece. This really comes down to a matter of personal preference though. The next reason I prefer old Minecraft is the nighttime. The night was terrifying in old Minecraft. Not being able to run or skip the night in these early versions meant you were screwed if you didn't light your base up. I kinda prefer it that way. If I mess up, it's my fault and I have no get out of jail free card. It feels more rewarding to me when I play through the night. After enough time, it starts to become routine, and you'll have enough gear to protect yourself so that it's not an issue. Even in the versions with beds added, the lighting system is absolutely immaculate in these versions. Nighttime in old Minecraft just has a vibe to it that I can't express. The darkness captures that vibe of monsters being around, kinda like Don't Starve's nighttime in a way. The contrast of your base to the unforgiving terrain that surrounds it makes sprawling interconnected bases and mountain homes all the more cozy. Your own slice of paradise in this abyss of darkness. It really adds to that odd mix of fear and wonder you felt playing as a kid. Anything could be in the darkness, but in the light you were safe. The block selection in these versions are so limited. You'd think it's a bad thing, but this limit brings out further creativity. There's not an answer to every idea like there is in modern Minecraft. If you want to build something, you have to be creative. Combined with how sandboxy the older versions were, every base is kind of unique in how it looks. Anything you wanted to build didn't just have an existing block for it, but you'd have most of the materials and colors you needed to make your own. What I'm trying to say here is that old Minecraft has such a strange appeal and charm, it's hard to put into words. Large communities like the subreddit Golden Age Minecraft exist for the sole purpose of sharing creations and discussing these versions. Here's what some of the people on Golden Age Minecraft have to say about these versions.
Honestly, the new versions aren't necessarily bad. I think they're great for some of the bigger mod packs with friends, but what I really enjoy about the earlier versions are the terrain generation. I just think it's vastly superior. You can really encounter some insane generation if you look long enough. Well, you can find cool stuff in the newer versions too, but the cool terrain features were much more prevalent in the earlier versions emo.
For me, it seems that Mojang has departed from what made Minecraft.
I honestly like the simpler style. Fewer blocks, fewer gameplay elements and so on. Some might see this as a downside, and that's completely fine. But I personally like the restrictions. Making interesting structures/builds is a good challenge when you don't have nearly as many blocks, which means you have to get creative with your designs.
I first started playing Minecraft way back in 2011 with Beta 1.4. The night was dark and full of terrors. Monsters could and would kill you, and combat was something to be avoided. Bases were built primarily to keep you safe and be defensible. Diamonds were rare and valuable, something you were genuinely delighted to see when braving the dangers of the caves.
Along with the subreddit, there exist active servers for players who prefer the older versions of Minecraft. Most notably Alpha Anarchy, which I've already done a video on before. While making this video, I received a message from a player on the server who had this to say about beta Minecraft.
I'd like to preface this by saying that I have no nostalgia for these early beta versions. However, they are by far my favorite. I truly enjoy beta Minecraft for its simplicity, but also its vision. It feels like beta 1.7. 3 is the completed cycle for the early Minecraft, the most complete and developed point. After this, Minecraft went through another cycle until about 1.8. Playing at the end of this dev cycles makes you feel like a part of the final product, something that took years to make. Every system is also so simple, and there are so few of them. It makes them all very impactful. Modern Minecraft is too complex, and all of these new systems just dilute themselves in the seas. One final thing is the end. Minecraft got an ending in 1.0, and it's not a terrible boss fight, well balanced, fun, and pretty engaging. However, adding an end to Minecraft is counter to what it stands for. I believe that the end in beta is as soon as you start playing. For example, a player might build huge structures, then beat the game, and then feel like everything else is filler after. In beta, that feeling comes first and is easier to overcome. This is why beta is my favorite.
You can see the same motif across all these criticisms of the game. Minecraft had a set direction, and then started to change and become overly complex, while not offering much of real substance. Every system is shallow or just becomes a minor annoyance. Phantoms. Now you're forced to sleep at night, or nights become unbearable. Pillager raids. Oh cool, do they attack you and give you a reason to build defenses? No, you kill a small group that spawns, and then any village you go into is locked down and raided. Villagers. Kidnap them and place job blocks down until they sell you what you want. Every update is marketed as a lot, but adds very little in the terms of longevity, and even makes existing systems redundant. These are just some of the reasons why I personally prefer the older versions of Minecraft. No hate for anyone that likes the modern versions. The game has just changed so much from its early sandbox days, it's just no longer the game for me.